Right now in this country, the most common way to remodel a house is not to hire it all out, and it's not to do it all yourself. It is to split the job. First quarter of this year, the Home Improvement Research Institute tracked how projects actually got done. 46% used a hybrid approach. Pros on part of it, homeowners on the rest. Pure do-it-yourself fell 39%, down from 48% a year earlier. And the people who handed the whole thing to a contractor and walked away, 15%. So the hybrid remodel is not a clever budget trick anymore. It is the mainstream. Most people are just doing it wrong. Welcome back to Real Talk Remodeling with MERLINO Consulting. I'm Pietro Merlino. This is part 1 of 2. Today is a money side, where the line between you and your contractor belongs, and what moving it is actually worth. Part 2 is going to be the legal side, permits, liability, and the 4 ways I watch these projects fall apart. The hybrid approach is something I've offered to homeowners plenty of times, especially if they were on a strict budget or a tight budget. On average, I don't like to negotiate any type of deals. Normally, we give the price up front, and the homeowner decides whether they want to go with the people I bring to the table or not. In certain situations, their budget only allows for them to do a specific part of the project or only so much. Many times, homeowners are not too aware of what it costs to actually do a remodel. Therefore, their budget that they have allocated does not cover the cost of the project. That's when I offered a hybrid approach. If they're willing to roll their sleeves up and get a little dirty, then I offer them that option. And I'll explain to you how this hybrid approach works. This hybrid approach have worked beautifully for the homeowners that are willing to roll their sleeves up and get a little dirty. One more thing before I proceed. If this channel has saved you money or a headache, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. It costs you nothing, and it puts this in front of the next homeowner or contractor who really needs it. Here is the dividing line I have given every client, and it has never failed me. You own the surfaces, the licensed trades own the systems. Surfaces are what you can see and touch: paint, demo, backsplash, cabinet hardware, caulk, trim, hauling of debris. Systems live inside the walls: electrical, plumbing, mechanical, structure, anything that could burn the house down, flood it, or drop a ceiling on somebody. The market already agrees with me. House surveyed renovating homeowners this year. 91% hired a professional for something. The 3 most hired trades: electricians at 41%, heating and air at 40%, plumbers at 36%. Nobody's hiring somebody to paint the bedroom. They are hiring somebody to touch the wires. When I do these type of projects, I do run into homeowners that want to try to tackle the plumbing or the electrical. And when I say plumbing or electrical, maybe they want to install a faucet or they want to install light fixtures. And I kind of try to draw the line at that, because the fact is, if we go past that point, then we could run into any issues. I prefer to have the professional do those projects. Not that installing a light fixture is a difficult thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's not many wires to figure out. And that doesn't mean that installing a faucet is difficult either. So I kind of draw the line right there, but not past that. Anything inside the walls are definitely not being touched. I normally try to push for the homeowner to have the electrician do their part and the plumber do their part, because of the fact is, if they install a faucet the wrong way and it happens to leak, it could damage the cabinets, and the person that's going to be responsible for that is the homeowner. If a plumber does it, if the faucet leaks and damages the cabinet, guess who is responsible? The plumber. So I personally try to make them not do it. If they insist, then I let them know the consequences of potentially causing damage. The same with a light fixture. If they install a light fixture and they arc something, or something happens with the connection, it causes a fire or whatever, that is on the homeowner. It is not on the electrician that didn't install the light fixture. So I normally try to push for those trades to do the full job, but some homeowners want to argue, and I just make sure they understand the downsides of doing it and the consequences of potentially something going wrong. And I'll let the contractor know whether it's a plumber or the electrician that the homeowner wants to perform those services, and I ask them to add that to their proposal to say that they are not responsible for any fixtures that are being installed by the homeowner. People assume the money in a remodel is the materials, and it's not, with some exceptions. I have plenty of clients that pay a lot of money for materials, and that's the exception. So it just depends on who the client is. But keep in mind, if you're buying high-end materials, you're going to get charged higher-end prices to install those materials because of liability reasons. In 2026, labor is running roughly 46% of a typical remodel budget, and skilled trade rates are still climbing. 5 to 8% year over year. So when you take your own demo and your own painting, you're not shaving the small line. You're cutting into the biggest one on the page. Run a mid-range remodel. Nationally, that project sits around $25,000, and the cost versus value data has it returning somewhere near 70 and 80% at resale. Now, hybrid it, licensed plumbers set the drain, the valve in the toilet, electricians run the new vanity circuit. That is your permitted, inspected, insured work. You handle the demo, debris removal, tile, vanity set, paint, caulk, and hardware. Realistically, you're looking at 20 to 40% off the labor side of the job, not off the whole project, off the labor. Don't get that mixed up there. Anybody offering you half your budget back is selling you something. Remember, the savings is based off of the labor, not the total project. So don't think you're going to look at a $100,000 job and get it done for $50,000. It doesn't work that way. There is a version of this that runs from the contractor side of the table too. When a client's budget comes up a little short, most guys have two moves: cut the price or walk away from the job. You have a third option, and that third option is the hybrid option. You keep the systems work, you keep the client, you keep the margins intact, and you are not bidding against a guy who's probably going to cut corners or do something wrong just to get the job for what the homeowner wants to get it for. If you've watched some of my videos, you'll realize that I don't like to give discounts, and I don't like to work with clients that want to nickel and dime every little thing when it comes to a remodel. And if you're the contractor listening, you shouldn't have to reduce your price because somebody was not realistic about their budget. But what you could offer is a hybrid model. If you're a homeowner listening, a contractor shouldn't have to reduce their price because you're not realistic with your budget, especially if you're the homeowner and you get 3 estimates and they're all about the same or within range. Then you as a homeowner would know for sure that you're the one who is out of line and not the contractor. Homeowners, remember, if somebody's dropping their price, especially if they give you a price that's kind of high and all of a sudden they're dropping it down to meet your needs, you got to ask yourself, what are they doing different? What are they removing? Are they cutting corners? Are they going to give you lesser quality material, lesser quality work? Are they going to cut back on maybe some good waterproofing in the shower? Or what exactly are they changing for them to go from the initial estimate down to your number, if there's a big price difference there? One thing on materials before I let you go. Tariffs are still moving prices this year. Imported cabinetry is carrying a 25% tariff with a higher rate on the table for January. If you're supplying your own materials in a hybrid setup, that is real leverage because you're cutting out the markup. Sometimes markup is approximately 35%, give or take, and it depends on the contractor. But lock in your cabinet order early and make sure you have the price in writing and with a delivery window. A material delay does not just cost you time, it costs your contractor his schedule slot. If you order material and it's not there when the contractor shows up, you're going to lose that slot he had for you. And if he has other projects, you're going to be probably put on the back of that list because he can't delay other people's projects because yours wasn't ready. If the contractor shows up in your driveway and you're not even done with demo, I highly recommend asking them to send you a change order so they could add demolition to that project and demo everything while they're there. Otherwise, you're going to lose out on time and money. On the surfaces, hire the systems. That is the whole framework. Next episode, why Florida rewrote their permitting rules around that exact line, and the 4 ways I watch hybrid projects blow up. If you're a homeowner trying to figure out where your line should sit, or a contractor who wants a scope that keeps clients out of the way, feel free to reach out. The website is www.merlinoconsultants.com. That's MERLINOCONSULTANTS.com. And you could email me directly at peter@merlinoconsultants.com. Same thing as a website, except you're going to add peter@merlinoconsultants.com. Both are in the description below. If this show has been useful to you, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, or you can scan this QR code, and that would lead you to the Buy Me a Coffee page. Anything you give goes back towards this podcast and this YouTube channel, and it also helps the show grow. Until next time, plan smart, build well, and let's raise the standard together.